Hello my pretties, it is time for your Libra February 2020 General Tarot reading. We will be using the Vice Versa Tarot deck, and I have your cards pulled for you, which we will go ahead and take a look at. I will say, at the top of the deck, I just looked over and it was Libra, Justice card, which is Libra. And then we also have, right off the bat, the Hierophant in reverse, which is Taurus, and the Strength card, which is Leo. We do start off with the Four of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands. Again, this was also in the Virgo reading, so you may wish to watch that. The Seven of Pentacles. We then have the Hierophant, Judgment, the World in reverse, the Tower, Strength, which is Leo, and the Page of Wands in reverse. So this is very much in the now reading because we do have 5 major arcana. So there's like a big shift happening for you right now. I will also say on the Four of Cups, there is a crab over here in the shadow. So there's maybe some shadow side of Cancer showing up. And a sense of emotional loss and a bit of distance there. We also have the Three of Swords, which can be a 3-party situation. There's also a crushed rose on the ground, so that can be like the end of a relationship. The way that this is showing up with the four, like the Four of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles, which is 7/7, so definitely check out your angel number 7/7. But the way that's showing up with those 4 cards and then moving into that run of major arcana seems like this is a past scenario. So you go through this emotionally distant period of loss. There's that Three of Swords energy, so the 3-party situation and the end of a relationship, and then into the Seven of Wands and Seven of Pentacles energy of feeling like there's a lot of struggle happening, and that's in 2 ways. The struggle is like something that you're there's a bit of passion there, like it's something that you would fight for, and then having this almost stasis, I want to say, around abundance. Like you got to a certain level and then you feel stuck. So we then have this Taurus energy. So I feel like this is referencing a past pattern or cycle potentially. Either that or you are dealing with this Taurus energy now. This isn't necessarily a bad thing because it is talking about fertility and rebirth, and there's this baby holding the key, implications that the inner child is the key to this situation. The inner child, I also want to say, because I've been reading this book, The Artist's Way, and it talks about the inner artist child. And so that's where I'm getting, the reason I bring that up is because of the aspect of creativity that is required for rebirth, renewal, and this is also a fertility symbol here in the corner, as well as the apple. We then have Judgment, and there's like masculine judging the mental capacity, feminine judging the creative capacity, and then the inner child in the middle. So that seems to be echoing the Hierophant there. Then we go into the World card, which is really, For some reason, this, so, oh, I will also say, on the Hierophant here, there's a reference to a snake. We also have, encircling the World card, there's that serpent. So there's the Scorpio energy, maybe a little bit of deception. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because it is speaking more so, not about self-deception, but around that bubble that we have around ourselves, about protecting our own energy, about not being too transparent to people around you, and that's a good thing. There's also the red and the blue flame here, which is masculine and feminine. That's the way that I read it in this deck, is masculine and feminine. So this is very much about protecting the self, especially when we're talking about this inner child here. You've gone through this period where you were kind of laid bare in a sense, and now it's speaking about the area of protecting oneself, one inner child. That's when we move into the Tower energy. This Tower is in reverse, right? It isn't the externally destructive, it's the one where we internally see that there is nothing to fear in this breakdown, right? There's a lot of movement happening here. That's why it feels like a Tower movement. I want to say Tower movement and Tower moment at the same time. This feels like a Tower moment because the movement is so rapid. The transformation is happening right now. I will also say that this does represent Cancer. So there's Cancer showing up twice in this reading. That can mean, because it is in the past and present state, it could be Cancer energy within oneself, speaking to the emotional body. It can also be a Cancer sign, a Cancer person that you interacted with that is precipitating these events. The reason so this is Strength, which is Leo. The reason that I'm going to read it this way, I'm not reading this as necessarily a person. I'm reading these, so in this reading, although I would recommend watching the Taurus and the Leo readings, I will say I think that this is more of being in the Taurus and Leo energy. Taurus, in that you are stubborn and you are a stubborn proponent for yourself. Leo, as in, don't be afraid to have to be in the limelight. Don't be afraid to be the center of attention in this situation. Even though that can be counter to Libra's natural inclinations, right? Take on more of that energy. The Taurus, the stubbornness, as in stubbornly protecting your inner child. The Leo energy of don't be afraid to let your inner child shine. And from that we have the Page of Wands, which is this new passion, this new fire, the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is your rebirth, Libra. Don't be afraid of it. This is in the shadow side a lot, but it's like breaking free from the cycle where you felt emotionally distant, where you felt the heartbreak, where you felt like you had to fight, where you felt struggle, where you felt like your manifestations were almost not being stifled, but there was definitely a dampener on them. It was like, it wasn't like you've done all this work and you're waiting for the manifestation to come through, and it just seems like it's taking forever. And that is moving out of this space. That is really truly protecting your inner child, protecting your creativity, protecting the work that you're doing within, and being okay with shining, being okay with being the center of attention again. This is your rebirth. Libra, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.